Adam and Eve had daughters? Yes, and their untold story is about to change everything you think you know. Welcome, curious minds, to a journey into one of the Bible's most profound and overlooked mysteries. We all know the story of Adam and Eve, of their fall from grace, and the tragic saga of Cain and Abel. But what if I told you there were other foundational figures whose lives shaped the very beginning of humanity, yet whose stories have been almost entirely lost to time? We're talking about the daughters of Adam and Eve. For centuries, their existence has been a mere whisper in Scripture, leaving us with more questions than answers. Who were these women? How many of them were there? And what astonishing role did they play in a world freshly marked by sin, yet brimming with the promise of new life? Today, we are going to pull back the veil on these forgotten figures, delving into ancient texts and traditions to uncover the shocking truth about the daughters of Adam and Eve. Prepare to have your understanding of early Genesis expanded forever. Let's begin where the Bible itself offers its tantalizing clue. In Genesis chapter 5, verse 4, we read a seemingly simple sentence. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. 800 years. Think about that immense span of time. After the dramatic events of Eden, after the murder of Abel and the birth of Seth, Adam and Eve continued to live, to grieve, and crucially, to procreate for nearly a millennium. This single verse confirms, without a shadow of a doubt, that the first couple had numerous children beyond their famous sons. Yet, the biblical narrative, so rich in detail about male lineages, remains strikingly silent on the names, lives, or fates of these daughters of Adam and Eve. Why such an omission for figures so pivotal to the very population of the earth? This very silence sparks our deepest curiosity. To truly understand the daughters of Adam and Eve, we must venture beyond the boundaries of the canonical Hebrew Bible. Early Jewish and Christian traditions, preserved in texts like the ancient Book of Jubilees and the revered Cave of Treasures, offer invaluable insights. These are not canonical scriptures for most, but they were deeply significant to early believers, often called the Little Genesis for how they expanded upon the biblical narrative. They sought to answer the very questions we're asking today, providing names and stories for those the Bible only hinted at. These texts, painstakingly copied through generations, suggest a rich oral tradition that filled in the narrative gaps, giving form to the unseen. And what did these ancient texts reveal about the daughters of Adam and Eve? They dared to name them. The first daughter of Adam and Eve is often referred to as Aeon or Kelma. This name, Aeon, carries a fascinating dual meaning in ancient Phoenician Hebrew, signifying both potency and vice, a curious tension reflecting perhaps the complexities of early human existence. But her significance goes far beyond her name. Aeon became the wife of Cain, her own brother. This may seem unsettling to modern ears, but in a world where humanity consisted of only one family, such unions were a necessary, albeit complex, part of God's command to multiply and fill the earth. Imagine the weight of such a bond, a family forced to intermarry to ensure the survival of the human race. Through Aeon, Cain fathered children, most notably Enoch, the very son after whom Cain named the first city he built, as recorded in Genesis 4 verse 17. This act of a banished murderer building a city named for his son perhaps reveals a desperate yearning for legacy and a place in a world he was condemned to wander. Then we have Azorah, another of the daughters of Adam and Eve, whose story carries even deeper theological weight. Ancient traditions tell us that Azorah was initially wed to Abel. Her heart, therefore, bore the unimaginable sorrow of witnessing the very first murder, the loss of her beloved husband at the hand of her own brother. This personal tragedy for Azorah underscores the profound impact of sin on the earliest human family. Yet, her story does not end in sorrow. After Abel's death, Azorah found solace and purpose in a new union with Seth, the son born as God's compensation for Abel. Their marriage became the bedrock of the righteous lineage, the path through which humanity would continue to carry the divine spark, ultimately leading to Noah and, eventually, to Christ. The Book of Jubilees even provides precise dates for Azorah's birth and marriage within its unique calendrical system, further cementing her historical significance within these ancient accounts. Beyond these named individuals, the most astonishing revelation from these ancient traditions concerns the sheer volume of children Adam and Eve produced. While modern history celebrates figures like Valentina Vasilva, who holds the Guinness World Record for the most children born to one mother with 69, her extraordinary feat pales in comparison to what is believed of Eve. Given their near-millennial lifespans and bodies untouched by generations of accumulated frailty, Ancient texts estimate that Adam and Eve had not just dozens, but potentially hundreds of sons and daughters of Adam and Eve. Imagine the first family as a burgeoning tribe, continuously expanding, filling the nascent world with new life, fulfilling God's command to be fruitful and multiply on an unprecedented scale. This incredible fertility ensured the rapid population of the earth, laying the very genetic foundations for all of humanity. The story of the daughters of Adam and Eve offers profound insights into our shared human story. It explains how rapidly the earth could have been populated from just two individuals.